I felt like for this movie, I had to create a story so that people could feel like they were watching a different movie than the one they were actually watching. That story would have to work for them. When I finally get to kind of the premise, it wasn't about a cynical political operative finding his heart in a small town in Wisconsin. It's about something really different. Look at what a position you forced people into through this process, that the only way for them to win is to get into that gutter with you. That's not sustainable. If you notice in the movie, there's an MSNBC anchor, a CNN anchor, and a Fox anchor, and it's actually the same woman, and she's always just in different wigs and dresses. And her name is always Brooke. This is sort of an attempt to look at the larger forces of the system and why it is that we get such corrupted outcomes. I think there's an advantage in understanding and having experience translating an intention into scenes, whether they be narrative scenes or more essayistic like it was on The Daily Show. The language of TV and the language of film, the intentions may be similar, but the languages are very different. You know, I don't like to rehearse a ton because I don't want it to get stale. So we would just kind of orient them in the scene. You know, you sort of make subtle adjustments, but very rarely did we have to do a ton of takes. It was more about coverage because they would just nail it so quickly. Yeah, once I got Carell involved, everything else kind of flowed pretty smoothly. I wrote it with him in mind and just kind of sent it to him, hoping that he would take to it. So I got fortunate with that.
Now break down what Irresistible is about. Break it down for people that haven't. I know Charlamagne's seen it, Yee's seen it, I've seen it. But for people who haven't seen it, break it down a little bit.
It's about a young boy who's left alone over Christmas by his family. They go to...
Thank you, John.
That would be Home Alone. That would be...